Hi besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me or this is your first time here, hi, I am Jazz. I am a Latina content creator and I make beauty and lifestyle content here on YouTube. I make content on TikTok and on Instagram. Today we have an exciting little video. As you can probably tell by the title, I have some exciting news, okay? I have been busy. I haven't really made any YouTube videos as of recently because I've been preoccupied because I am getting married. Can I get a round of applause? Please. I am getting married. Your girl is finally tying the knots. I've been engaged for a little over a year now. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out on my TikTok. And I also have a video up here on YouTube where I vlogged that whole engagement trip. Like, I knew I was gonna get engaged, but I kind of wasn't sure. So we vlogged the trip and at the end of it, I ended up engaged. It's such a cute little vlog. But definitely go check it out. I have been engaged for a year and a half. I have been waiting for the right time to just go ahead and get married. We thought about doing something kind of big. We thought about doing something small. But in the end, we decided that we really just wanted it to be just us two. So we are going to have a little special ceremony, just the two of us and then our immediate family. But regardless, I want to look stunning. I want to feel beautiful that day. So I feel like it is appropriate to start practicing my makeup for that day, which is what this YouTube video is going to be. We're going to start practicing our bridal makeup. I watched a few bridal videos. I have them pulled up here. So let's go ahead and get into the video. We're gonna do some bridal makeup. So for the day of, I assume that I'm going to be busy all day, right? Like I'm gonna wake up early, do my makeup, and then we're gonna get photos. We're gonna go to a little spot and then go to the courts and then get married and then have dinner with our family. Like I'm gonna be busy. So this is makeup that needs to last me all day. It needs to last all day. And that kind of starts with your skincare. If you apply skincare under your makeup, that is just gonna make your makeup slide off or not stick onto your face. Your makeup is not gonna last as long. I know everyone thinks that the setting spray is the most important step, but to be honest with you guys, I don't even use setting spray like that. I mostly focus on my skincare, so I wanna make sure that I'm using something really, really good. This is the Dalba White Truffle Double Serum and Cream, and it's a really cool product because when you open it has a little spatula here, and then it has a little latch and it has both the serum and the cream in one container. I feel like that is so convenient. So the main ingredient in this double serum and cream is white truffles, which have naturally derived antioxidant properties. White truffles naturally contain vitamin C, vitamin B12, amino acids, and minerals to help improve the look of fine lines, wrinkles, and also just brighten the skin overall, which is really what I'm looking for, especially on the big day. I want my skin to look really hydrated. I don't want my makeup setting into my fine lines, and I want my skin to look super, super glowy. So this is exactly what I need and what I'm looking for. So the way that this works is this is the aqua serum part, which is gonna provide some lightweight hydration and also skin relief. And then this side is the intense cream, which is really gonna provide that nutrition and rich extra moisture that your skin is gonna need. You can mix this according to your skin type, which I think is so great because not every moisturizer is gonna work for everybody. Not every serum is gonna work for everybody. So for me, because I have dry skin, I'm gonna do 2 scoops of the cream and then 1 small scoop of the serum. So 1 and then 2. And then 1 small scoop of the serum and mix that all in together, which is going to provide the perfect moisturizer slash serum for my skin. And you can really see rubbing that into my skin, how well it just really sinks into my skin. It doesn't leave any like really weird white cast. Some moisturizers do leave a white cast. My skin has the perfect amount of hydration, moisture, and overall glow without it being like too much for under my makeup. I also love that this is 100% vegan, so it does have a bunch of clean ingredients. And of course, like I said in the beginning, white truffle being truly the star of this product. Now that my skin looks really, really nice and prepped, I think I'm gonna use the first spray serum really quickly because I do like an extra boost of hydration, if that makes sense. Like just a little more slip, a little more glide. And now my skin is ready and prepped for my makeup. So first I'm going to start off with the brows. I'm using the Got2b brow gel for my brows because this is the only thing that truly, truly holds up my brows without fail during the entire day. Like I could pay and I could bet that this brow gel would hold up my brows, and I'll win. I'll be rich that day because this brow gel is truly amazing. So I'm just gonna do one layer of this, fix them up, and that'll be it for the brows. That is it for the brows. Again, very nice, very simple. Just kind of clean them up a little bit. We're gonna move on to contour, which I know is so interesting. I've never actually done my makeup like this. This technique is actually called underpainting, I think it's called, where you apply your products, or at least some of the products, under your foundation. So we're gonna do a light layer of contour, and I'm using the Too Faced Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick in the shade Chocolate Mousse, which I feel like is just the perfect like warm tone but also kind of cool tone contour. So I'm just applying that everywhere where I would normally apply my contour. We're gonna start to blend this out, and the reason why this technique really works super well is because when you do underpainting, you'll find that you don't need to use as much foundation as you normally would, and also the products don't get really muddy together, which avoids that cakey look. No one wants to look cakey ever, especially on their wedding day. So I really want to make sure that I am using the least amount of product but still letting the products shine, if that makes sense. Like, I still want a bit of contour, I still want some blush. For sure, this is not a glam day. This is not a good day to do glam makeup. So we're just gonna blend this out, and then we'll move on to our foundation. Now for foundation, I'm very much leaning towards the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation for the big day. I feel like this foundation is perfect. Every time I've worn it, it really has never failed me, and it gives me such a nice pretty finish without it being too much. And I definitely don't want that day to be too much. Like, I'm gonna apply my foundation to all the spots where I didn't apply the contour, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of blend that into a seamless finish, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. We're gonna start to blend out the foundation, and again, I'm not really gonna go over the contour. I'm kind of just blending that into the contour, if that makes sense. So again, just kind of avoiding that contour area and just blending it all into one like seamless finish. And again, just avoiding those areas where I applied the contour, but still kind of like blending it into the contour. Okay, now that that is finished, I want to add just a little bit more warmth to the skin. So I'm gonna apply some bronzer, and I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer in the shade Medium. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pat the brush, kind of load up the brush in there, and then dab off the excess on the back of my hand because I don't want a whole bunch of bronzer on my skin either. And then we're gonna lightly tap the excess kind of over the places we went in with contour, and then making sure to bring this up a little bit higher than the contour. I know I look a little bit crazy and orange right now. That's because I haven't applied any concealer, so I promise you, once I apply concealer, this is gonna start to look a little bit more normal. For the day of, I feel like I'm not gonna overcomplicate the blush. I know what type of blushes I like. I know what type of blushes I want. That for sure is a very nice pinky blush. So my go-to is definitely Cherry Blossom Babe Nude Sticks blush. This is literally, okay, this looks disgusting because it's kind of dirty, but this is literally like the perfect, like pinkiest just blush. It's not too pink, it's not too cool pink, but it's also not warm. So it's just perfect. We're gonna grab some on the brush, okay? Never directly to the face, on the brush first. And I'm gonna dab off the excess right at my wrist here. And then we're gonna start working that into the cheek. And I really want this to be a kind of like a lifted finish. So I'm gonna apply this to the high points of my cheek and kind of blending that with my under eye as well. Again, you want it to look very seamless. You don't want to be able to tell where something starts or where something finishes. For a little extra pop of pink color, I'm going to use this Tower 28 blush. This is in the shade Dream Hour, and I'm not using a whole bunch. I'm literally just adding a little extra pop of color because I do love a very like pinky blush, pinky cheek look. Blush is usually the first thing to leave the face, so you really can never overdo it with blush. Like, you'll be fine. Now for the concealer, this should be no surprise that I'm going to have to use my absolute favorite concealer, and that is the Born This Way Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I have loved this concealer for literally years. It has never failed me, so I feel like it's only right that I use this for the big day. So I'm gonna apply this on the under eyes. I also have nothing on the under eyes just to really make sure that this concealer stays put. but it doesn't move around. And you know, sometimes when you apply like an extra eye cream or an under eye brightener or you color corrector, whatever, sometimes they just do not mesh well with the blush or the concealer, I mean, and they start to move around, and it is the most annoying thing ever. So I'm making sure that I have nothing on the under eye so the concealer doesn't crease, it doesn't pill, and it doesn't move around. I'm gonna use this concealer for my under eyes, but for everywhere else, I feel like I want a much lighter, almost invisible concealer. So the Giorgio Armani one is gonna pair so well, mostly because this is very similar to my skin tone. It just has a light layer of like brightness, and also because I'm wearing the Giorgio Armani foundation, I feel like they should mesh really well. So I'm using two different concealers, a different one for the under eyes and a different one for the face, and I feel like that's gonna be perfect. You honestly don't even need much of a hand effort. Like, it blends out so easily. And you see how it kind of brightened up my chin area without being too obvious. Like, I don't want a patch of concealer there. So this one is perfect, and it gives me such a like pretty skin-like finish. It doesn't even look like I'm wearing any concealer in these areas. Now for the under eye concealer, I am going to use a damp beauty sponge because this concealer particularly, I feel like doesn't blend out the best with the brush. So I just really want this concealer to look the very best that it can look on the day of. And honestly, I do not want to run into any troubles, which is the whole reason why we're practicing, right? I do not want on the day of for me to be like, oh my god, like something's not blending, or like why, or like, no. We're gonna make sure that this is gonna blend out beautifully, and a sponge always does it for me. And it also just helps to really give you that like seamless, very like transitional makeup, because again, you don't want any harsh lines. I like to bring this up just a little bit to kind of lift the face here. I'm gonna lightly tap that just to make sure that there really are no harsh lines, and this is really as seamless as it can be. And then going back in with the sponge again to make sure everything's blended out again. All right, we are going to move on to powders. I have my two current favorite powders here. This is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This one has actually been my favorite literally since like it ever started to exist. So I'm pretty sure this is not gonna fail me. This is what I used to get engaged. This is what I used for my prom. This is what I used for my graduation. Like, this never fails me. So the Vanish Airbrushed Pressed Powder has been my current favorite pressed powder. I usually was not into pressed powders, but I've recently learned that what you want to do before you set your makeup is you want to grab a brush and you want to apply just a small, very light layer of this powder or any pressed powder on top of your concealer or any other areas that you plan to set. And the reason for that is because you do not want this powder to cling onto your dry spots, which actually when someone explained it to me like that, it made so much sense. Have you ever tried to use the powder and then you take it off and then it just like, there's like dry patches everywhere? That is why. Make sure you're using a pressed powder first. I'm grabbing my translucent setting powder, and with a little powder puff, I'm grabbing some and then I'm dusting off the excess on the back of my hand. You don't want to just go in with a whole bunch of powder. Otherwise, that is how your makeup is going to start to look really, really patchy. So I dab off the excess and I press the rest of it on my under eyes. This one actually had a little bit too much powder. And I personally like to bring this down because I feel like this area of my face likes to get really oily. So I bring this down and it just helps to go ahead and set the makeup near your nose creases as well. Now for the rest of my makeup, I'm gonna get a bigger, fluffier brush like this one and just get into this powder and just lightly set the rest of it. I do not want it to fail me this day, and I don't want it to look terrible on pictures. So we're gonna do what the tutorials tell us to do, and we're just gonna go ahead and set the rest of my makeup, which by the way, I will go ahead and link in the description which tutorials I am following. I'm following a number of different ones and getting just some different techniques from them, but I do want to give credit to those creators. We're almost done with the base. I'm gonna take a nice clean brush and I'm gonna just swipe off / dab off the excess translucent setting powder on my under eyes. Yeah, I can never get the blush to just stay. That was thunder. Oh my gosh, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. I love rain. I love rain so much. I'm like, every time it's gonna rain, beautiful. It's wonderful. Okay, one thing I am gonna do that I didn't really get this from the tutorials or other creators is I am going to contour my nose just a little bit. I'm using the Patrick Ta contour palette because I really love a contoured nose, okay? I cannot live without my contoured nose, especially for pictures. Like, I want that nose to be snatched. I want my nose to be snatched to the gods. For the powder blush, lately I have been loving the Dior Rosy Glow Backstage blush. Is that what it's called? Yes. And then I've also been loving the Hourglass Mood Exposure Ambient Lighting Blush. I don't know which one I want to use. I feel like I have to go for the Dior one. I just want such a natural, like, just pink blush. I don't really want any of the extraness. I'm gonna grab some with a fluffy brush and dab off the excess always, and just layer this right on top, mainly aiming to really blend this into the under eye. So don't be afraid to work this up into the under eye here. That is pretty much the base, you guys. We're pretty much done with the base. This is what it's gonna look like. I feel like I really do love it. It's nothing too glam, but like, it's makeup, like, it's there. I am gonna set my face with some setting spray, and the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray just never fails me, so we are gonna use that. Oh, who doesn't like a bit of glow? Okay, we're gonna use the Forever Glow Maximizer by Dior, and this is in the shade pink. I'm making sure to not apply the cream products directly to my skin. That'll mess up the base. Not applying too much, but we're keeping this centered really high up here. Now for the eye look, we're gonna try to run past this, or rush past this a little bit. We're gonna use the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3 palette. I love this palette. It has the perfect like cool tones. It has the perfect warm tones. It's just perfect for like an everyday staple, glam, casual, date night. Like, it's a perfect palette. So we're gonna dip into this like mauve, pinky, kind of brown tone right here. And I'm just gonna apply this all over the lid. I'm gonna try to keep the eye look very, very simple because, to be honest, I don't think I want eyeshadow and glitters and mascaras, and I just want to keep the eye look very simple. I feel like that always looks super classy when brides have just the most beautiful, like, natural eye look. Same shade, and take a smaller brush and put that on the lash line, which this is one of those things that I never do. I never apply eyeshadow in that area because I feel like it just does not fit my eye shape. But I do want to try things out before the day of the wedding, and I want to find like the perfect makeup, and this is the way to do it. So we're gonna apply this all over the lash line. I apologize in advance. What you are hearing is a bunch of rain. Take that same brush, and I'm gonna dip into these cooler toned brown. So I dipped into this one and this one. This one's actually really warm toned, but I'm kind of mixing both of them together, and I'm just gonna focus this right on the outside of my eye. Oh, my cats are scared. They just came in here. It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's just thunder. Tom, it's just thunder, baby. It's okay. It's okay. It's just thunder. It's just thunder. Anyways, we're gonna move on to finishing the eyes here, and we're gonna use the Dior Glow Face palette. This is what it would look like with the lighter bronzy glitter shade, and I feel like that just looks better. I feel like this look overall, the eyeshadow's looking great. It's just very classy, but it still brings like some dimension to my face and my eyes, which I love. I'm gonna use a very small eyeliner brush like this one, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap into this black shade right here. So this black shade right here, not the gel one, but the eyeshadow one. And using black eyeshadow is perfect because you can diffuse this out a little bit without putting in much effort. Like, it'll naturally do that. I'm gonna take the black eyeliner by Hourglass. I usually don't do black eyeliner. That is another thing that is just not in my routine. Usually I do nude or white eyeliner because I love a very bright eye look, but this is bridal makeup. We're gonna try it, okay? So I'm gonna apply this to the lash line, but I'm only gonna go like halfway or a quarter of the way because I feel like going all the way is crazy. I would look crazy. I would look crazy if I did that. I'm not gonna do that. That is literally perfect. Oh my gosh, that is so, so pretty. It just looks very diffused, but also like not too much, like not too glammy, but like just enough glam. And we're not done yet. We're gonna add lashes. I'm gonna do half lashes. I never really do like a full strip of lashes, so I'm definitely not gonna do that on my wedding day. But I have to find the perfect lashes that are gonna look super natural but still fit my eye shape, and that is going to be an issue of its own. Okay, this is the final eye look. I applied some half lashes. These are the lashes that I used. They are the Ardell Naked Lashes in number 421. I only used one lash, so I cut it in half and I kind of did like a half lash moment. If I really make the mascara blend seamlessly with the lashes, I feel like this would look perfect. Like, it looks pretty good. Not exactly sure what to do for the lip combo, so we're just gonna try something out for fun. We're gonna do the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Pillow Talk, and this thing is tiny. This thing is tiny. So I'm just gonna line my lips with this. I feel like it is the perfect, like, kind of like natural lip color for me. So it still kind of outlines the lip without adding too much color. I am not a fan of dark lips, especially on me. Now we are gonna use the MAC Sultry Move. This is shade 921 lipstick. And I'm really just gonna apply, like, look at that. I'm really just gonna apply the smallest amount here. And then I'm going to use the YSL Candy Glaze in the shade 02 right on top. And this is just like a very light baby pink clear glaze. I feel like this isn't a bad lip combo. It makes my lips look very naturally plump, which honestly, I think that's the look I'm going for. I don't know how much I would love to have like outlined lips and like transitional colors on my lips or anything like that. I feel like this is the look that I would end up going for. It stopped raining and the sun came out, but now the sun is fighting me, so it's fine. Okay, I don't know if you can see the makeup all that well because of the lighting, but just a friendly reminder that it might not come up as vibrant on the camera as it is in person. Like, in person, I can definitely see the blush, I can definitely see the bronzer, and it looks stunning. It looks so good. I'm not even trying to be like cocky or like big-headed. I am giving complete credit to all the other creators that I followed their tutorials. Not that my makeup skills are that amazing, but the makeup is makeuping. It looks really, really good. It looks absolutely flawless. Like, there's no patchiness, there's no pilling, there's no separating. There is just, the transitions are amazing. Like, it is truly seamless. Like, you can't tell where anything starts or ends. It looks super, super good. So I think I am going to be doing this makeup on the day of my wedding, maybe with a few changes. I'm going to try out a few different lash styles, 1 and 2. I'm going to try out like a nude liner on the bottom. I'm going to try out some bottom mascara because I didn't apply any bottom mascara for this look. But other than that, it's really good. I'm gonna wear it all day. As you can see, it's still during the day, so I'm gonna wear it for the rest of the day. As long as it wears well, I feel like this makeup is probably the makeup that I am going to do for my wedding because it looks so pretty. I wish you guys could see this in person. But thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for what I should do with my makeup, if there's anything different, if you did something special on your day that I don't know about or something untraditional, but it absolutely looked amazing or just made everything so much better, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious, and if I like it, I might just take it. I'll give you credit, but I might just take it. I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely day. The makeup is just stunning. I can't stop staring at it, but thanks for watching.